That's on Spotify. See my name right there. If I can find the screen the right way. There we go. All right. Get Up and Go is the name of that single. It's already out. It's on multiple streaming music platforms. Want to make that my intro music. Um, as you can see, I'm here doing my thing. Have my Mantis with the Max, my clothing brand, another one I'm coming out with. And you already know the original one, Smoke Face. Um, yeah, Smoke Face dealer. That's what I was back in the past when I was into my cannabis cultivating um, past, adventure. It worked out for a while, but somebody got jealous and tried to decide to mess up my 8 plants that I had. I have that on my album cover. I think I have one of the plants I grew. There it is, on that Cali weed. You can see how looking real sticky. That's on another one of my albums. Cali weed. Plug that in there too. All right. This is the Rose in Discussion. This show is based on entertainment purposes. The views talked about and discussed on the show are from a theoretical, experience, and knowledgeable standpoint. Your discretion is advised. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and kick into my show. All right. Now, I'm only human. I do make mistakes. I have to wipe my ass just like everybody else. I have to use my hands like everybody else. Pass gas, burp, just like everybody else. That's what human beings do. That's what we're here on this planet to do. We live, we learn, we love, we fall in love, fall out of love, we mature, grow, we become confident, we become scared, sometimes get angry, sometimes get upset, sometimes we get frustrated. These are normal human natures. There's nothing odd about that. This is what everybody does as a human being. I'm not perfect at all. Never said I was perfect. Never claimed to be perfect. I never preached that I'm perfect. Never told anybody I was perfect. I don't think I'm better than anybody. I just strive to do my own thing as an adult. So that's why I came up with these topics. I recently came out of a fast. I fast yesterday. I do it pretty much every time on the Sabbath. I do it like probably sometimes I could do it for 24 hours, or I could do it for 2 days almost. It just depends. Sometimes I do it for 8 hours, sometimes for 10. It just depends on the movement, the amount of prayer I put in, what's going on, my lifestyle, what's happening at that moment. As you can see, I'm under the nice umbrella. If you remember this umbrella, if you followed me before, you had seen it when I was in Santa Cruz, California. I always use it when I was on the balcony. When I was growing my plants out there, I'll put this over, sit back, and roll up a fat J to the head when I was indulging in cannabis. I don't indulge in cannabis anymore because remember I stated to you that the products now are messed up with mildew. They have fentanyl in them, chemicals. Things are not tested properly, and I had a bad reaction, and I ended up having a situation. So I don't really, particularly, I promote cannabis for anybody that has cancer, people that have other um, um, respiratory or other issues that are plaguing them, that found a key, I guess, how can I state this? A key product that keeps them, I guess, in a better spirit, or either keeps them in a healthier spirit, I would state, or either helps them physically or mentally. For cannabis, I do promote that, but I don't smoke it. I do know the oils are good because they're good for pains, aches, stuff of that nature. A lot of elderly people for arthritis, paralysis, things of that nature. Cannabis does work. It's been proven to work. But like I said, ever since a lot of big pharmacies and other companies have stepped in and decided to take over cannabis, they put a lot of chemicals in it. So, it's a give and take. It's like hit and miss every time. You don't know what you're going to get sometimes with the product. So that's why you got to test and do your thing. That's why you see when I was on my platforms like such as Snapchat, or either I was on Instagram, you see me promoting cannabis products because I wanted to make people feel good. At that time, I remember I told you I had a back injury. I had medical issues. I'm still fighting with that. My lump sum had supposed to have been like in the millions because Kaiser Permanente in Vallejo diagnosed me wrong. I was supposed to get a settlement. The state stated that they didn't find anything wrong with me, which everybody knows that's not really true. I had to diagnose myself with my back and other issues. I had to go to the hospital multiple times. I went to the hospital like probably 40 times to emergency, with my back. I guess my back, what do you call that? The cart, not the, what do you call that? The little thing in your back. It's like a little sponge, a degenerated disc. That's what it was called. I had degenerated disc. I had a back bulge, like from like probably like that much of the bone, and then I had something else, lumbar disc. So it was those three things, um, and other medical issues came with that, you know. But like I said, the state decided I didn't have nothing wrong with me. So let go figure with that. All this stuff been coming about doctors and everything else, about them lying and all this stuff that's been happening. And this is why I think this person now is in power of the country because it's been like a lot of people that had the chance to do righteous things. They just effed it all up and didn't care and just was only about the money. So moving forward, I'm gonna let that go. So the topics today I'm talking about um, real life events. Don't idolize people. You know. Next one is giving people a pedestal above is in existence that does not exist from the Most High because He is all that is, all that was, all that will ever be. He is what I am, who you are, and what all there is can never exist in existence if you know what that means, meaning that He is infinity beyond. He is the creator of all existence. He is time. He is thought. He is feelings. He's emotions. He's happiness. He's sadness. He's evil. He's bad. He's love. He's peace. The Most High is everything you see and all there is and all there was and all there ever will be. That's what I believe in. I don't. Once again, in a Rose Room discussion, I don't tell people they have to praise the Most High. I don't tell people you got to get on your knees right now, repent, and get on your knees, or I don't do all that because I'm not here to be an evangelist. I'm not here to tell people what to think in their own minds. Like I said, you can be a Muslim, you can be a Christian, you can be a Catholic, you can be a Baptist, you can be an Orthodox religion. You can be a Jehovah's Witness, you can be an atheist. Whatever works for you, as long as you're not harming anybody, hurting anybody, forcing your will upon anybody, or causing any problems to anybody. That's all that matters. Like I said, I'm not perfect. I get angry. I get mad. Sometimes I have disputes with my family members. Sometimes I have disputes with people that's close to me. It's not nothing physical happens. It's just that sometimes you have to grow and mature. And sometimes some people are not for you. Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're there to help you. Sometimes they're not. So with maturity, what comes is that gut feeling in your stomach. You know who's for you, who's not for you, what is for you, and what is not for you. With that said, I'm going to get into my first topic, and that is the real life event of don't idolize people. Um, the reason why I'm saying this because I was on my fast, and yesterday I got a chance to watch. After the fast, I kind of watched some boxing. I watched certain things, and I was looking at how like people are just whenever a person achieves something, the bandwagon of idolization. Like people. Oh man, that man is the baddest man on earth. He's the baddest man on the planet. He could kill anybody with his hands. His hands is the best, and he's that blah blah blah. I'm watching UFC. Oh, that man is a bum punk. But 5 minutes ago, I'm looking at the other post about earlier, previous. The person, oh man, he's gonna win. If he doesn't win, I don't like him no more. But he's the best, and then, like people, they tend to idolize people for their purpose and their reasons of their own significant value of what they perceive is something of greaterness, which is nothing wrong with believing in somebody, but to idolize a person and to push them to the point to where you're like worshiping them damn near, and then when they don't fulfill your personal needs to what you think is should happen, it's crazy how people do that. I was watching also a boxer, and I was seeing that he won, and people was like, "Oh man, this man is the best thing ever." He's like a god, and they're like, "What? Like he's not no damn god. This is a normal human man. He's just performing a task. He gets paid a job. It's like if you work at a grocery store, you're gonna do your best to try to be nice to every customer. You're gonna shake their hand. If some customers you may hug, some people you may greet and say hello, how you doing? You may have a mutual bond with them, or you may have built some type of covenant with them because they go to a church of yours, or they go to a reading event, or they go to school with you. It could be any different little factor that plays in the part to where it gives you you know, a type of feeling of a good vibe with them. So, this is what people do all the time. You try to make good vibes in your life. I know I try to most of the time. What I do in my own life is my own private life. I don't want people in my private business. But in this day and age, like I said, people hide cameras in your houses. There's people working as police informants. There's people that are just sick in the head. You got people that put cameras in people's houses that are child molesters, child human traffickers, rapers. You got people that are pretty much on a dark web. There's just a lot of sick demonic activity going on in this day and age. But idolization is one of the things I learned not to do at an early age, because that was my lesson from my grandmother. She told me, don't never put nobody on a damn pedestal. Don't never ever worship no man. No man is to be worshipped because they're going to make a mistake. No woman is to be worshipped because they're going to make a mistake. Like I just said, I'm a human being. I fart, I burp, I shit, I wipe my ass with with a baby wipe with my hands. Um, I dig in my nose, I dig in my ears, I comb my hair, I wash my body. I'm not a robot. I don't have people waiting on me in a bath. I'm not a princess of Zamunda where I come to the water and the royal waters is ready, Your Highness, and they're not down there scrubbing my genitals. Nothing like this happens in real life. We're all living a normal life. We do normal things. Some people are pretty much probably a little bit not perfect at it. Some people are not gooder than others. Some people are not prettier than others. Some people are not more attractive than others. Some people are more, um, how can I say, they have better type of training, or they have better concept of certain things to do things better than others. Like I'm saying, stated just in a nutshell, we all have to do the same thing in life. We all have the same type of ambitions, mindsets, spiritual emotions. We all go through everything. To have a champion for you, or somebody that you pretty much believe in or you look up to, is cool. But don't idolize people, because, like I learned, people will break your heart. I was hearing a story about a man. He stated that he met a person, just like me. I met one of my biggest, I would say, a person that I was looking up to. I thought that the experience was going to be so good when I met him. Like, damn, nigga, man, a homie. Let me go run up on him and get an autograph and tell him about what I do, and I rap, and I've been doing this, and I feel like I'm good. I can spit, And I sat there, and I was rapping my heart out to this man. Like, oh man, I'm busting. I'm thinking about all my hot 16s. I'm getting them out. Blah 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 blah. Connecting them. I'm getting the best bars because I want them to hear how I, put the nice bars together. How I put the puns in there, punchlines also behind that. how I put a lot of different, concepts that's going on in reality, and then a little bit of freestyle. What I do, I try to freestyle about we was at the club, and then I try to freestyle about him meeting me. Like, do you know this man sat there and looked in the fucking sky, just looked at the sky. It was like he wasn't even paying no attention to me, and that damn near broke my heart because I was like, wow, I bought this man's albums, I bought his merch, I bought his stuff. I came to his concert. I spent my last $15. I had to hop on the BART, sneak to my friend's house. I wasn't even supposed to be there. The club was I think it was 18 and up club. This was in Concord, California. It was called the Spot or the G Spot. There you go. Back in the days, they used to have where rappers would come there, the G Spot. It was in Concord, California, and like I said, this was a well-known Bay Area rapper. He was big. He had just got a deal with uh, a well-known record company, like one of the biggest ones. And I was like, wow, damn. Like I get to meet this dude in the flesh. And the female that I knew, she was from the neighborhood. She was from the turf, the block set, whatever you want to call it. The projects, the hood. She was from there. So she introduced me, and she was the my homie's auntie. So when she introduced me, she's like, "Oh yeah, blah blah blah. Mike can rap. You want to check him out?" And he was looking like lightweight, like, "Oh, he's more worried about what she was doing. She was already with a boyfriend." So she's like, "Yeah, he can rap for you. Go ahead and rap for him." This nigga just looked in the sky like he was tired of hearing people rap. I understand it. I can say, okay, yeah, maybe I kind of try to give him the benefit of the doubt, but then I thought to myself, hmm, maybe, like my grandmother said, maybe I was somewhat idolizing this man. Maybe I thought somehow that me coming to him, I was gonna spit that verse and this nigga just looking into the sky like when is this nigga gonna be over with? Like I done heard about 1,000 niggas rap to me every day. I don't pay attention to none. That's the way he was giving me that vibration. So that's what I learned, like to listen to what my elders tell me. And one of the things was don't idolize people. Don't make them something to be bigger than what they are. Don't think that they're going to pretty much give you what you want every time. These are normal human beings. They burp, laugh, they cry, they have feelings, emotions. They become later on. The dude became a dope fiend. Go figure. My music does better than his. Isn't that something now? Now you can barely get niggas that want to listen to this nigga music. See, what I'm saying to you, sometimes the Most High puts you in front of people for a purpose and a reason. And just be careful how you treat people. Because sometimes that person may be looking up to you for a purpose and a reason, and the Most High may send them to learn a lesson from you. And the way you treat them can now dictate how they're going to go out and about in life to do stuff in other ways. And the same person, remember that there was that saying that they always say the same person you meet when you're coming up, you bypass them with no respect, the same person you'll meet again when you coming down. So I always learned that. That's why I don't flash money. I mean, I've been guilty when I was younger. I would go on the internet and flash. I have like 3,000 or a couple of bands. I'll, flash it. I did have a little picture on the internet with me of some little bands. I had like probably $4,000. At that time, my mind was just, getting money all the time was like something that I just wanted to show off. I didn't understand the concept of saving your money, putting it in your pocket, putting it in an account, investing in your money, letting your money grow, putting it into a bonds, putting it into different type of things, a CD account. I didn't understand none of these things. I didn't know go to a credit union to get your credit right. As I grew up now my credit is right. These things right now I understand. I'm not saying understood as an adult, but as a young man, I didn't have that concept because my thought process wasn't really together. So the lessons that we learn in life are very valuable, and the people that you meet are also things that will teach you along the way how to maneuver or how to um, disconnect yourself from people, or a life lesson on not to follow or how to follow blueprints of other individuals. And like I said, that taught me a really hard lesson. Taught me not to idolize a person. Taught me not to put my eggs in one basket, thinking that I'm going to get something from a person. Spending my money supporting them, just because a person looks a certain way and has the same type of, you know, like you, does not mean that they have the same mindset or the same emotions or spiritual um, process placed on this plane of earth that we live on. Just like you, they may have a whole different ideology of what's going on in life, and some people are affected by a lot of different things out here right now. You know, so I don't tell people not to look up to people or have people that you feel are a good role model, but don't idolize them to the point to where you put all your eggs in one basket, thinking that they're going to do everything that you dream and do in your mind that they're going to do. Because these are normal human beings. They have feelings and emotions, and they break down too. Also, like I was saying yesterday, I was watching the UFC. I was watching the boxing match, and like I said, the UFC fighter. I think he was from Brazil. People had said all this stuff, because you know how the fans are on YouTube. You can see the little comments. If you press a little thing on the side, and they, oh, you gonna kick his ass and blah 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 bloopity bloop, and he from here and they harder. And then after that, when the dude don't win, oh, he's a bum. He's a bum rock. He's a punk. He's broke. He's nothing. He's a piece of ish. And I'm like, damn. A few minutes ago, you was talking about homie was everything in the world. He's like a damn near superhuman demigod. Like, man, this is a normal human being. He has off days, on days, bad days, days where he's not there, days where he is there. We all go through these things in life. Nobody is a perfect person out here. You know what I mean? I try to just put that in perspective because I don't want people to just be like, oh yeah, just because you're that person, you got to be that person all the time. That's not true. Sometimes that person exists, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we do meet those goals, sometimes we don't. But we can't sit here and dwell on that and act as if that's like the only thing in life. Like that person has to achieve everything that we want them to achieve based upon our personal perspective of who this individual is and what we think his goals should be accomplished in that moment, in that time. And if he doesn't do it, we put our whole faith and everything into this person. And I put my whole life into you. I worship you. I want. Like, no, you should never do that with any human being. Human beings are human beings, right? We're all going to go to a certain point in life when we get to an older age. We're going to all become wise with wisdom, but our bodies are not going to function properly at a certain point or plateau. We're going to get to the point to where we're not really mobile like we used to be. We're going to get to the point to where people are not going to pay attention to us because in this day and age, like I said, we live in a what we call that microwave mindset. We live in a microwave um mentality right now. Everything is fast. If it's not fast, it's not edible, it's not quick to be because microwave mentality to me is like these everybody in society wants something they put in the microwave and should be done. Oh, put it in the microwave fast because everybody's on the move. Everybody wants to be um something. They want to be the next thing. Like I said, ever since the internet has came into reality, which everybody here is now able to go viral. Everybody's here is now able to communicate with people from I guess, across the earth. I got people I've met on just being on here on my little podcast and doing my little music and my little game recognized gamers from all over the world to let you see that you don't know who you can influence or who you can connect with and who you can get a spiritual bond with. Human beings pretty much are diverse and conversing on these type of platforms all day. This stuff moves in the speed of light, man. You can go viral on here for just digging in your nose. You can go viral from here from farting somewhere. You can go viral from here from eating a sandwich somewhere. Somebody can laugh at you and make you a meme. And next thing you know, your face is everywhere eating a sandwich and you become the biggest meme. And people recognize you. Oh, that's that guy from the meme. Oh, I seen that meme sandwich man, and boom, you a star. So yeah, that was my first topic. Real life events. Don't idolize people. Just telling you. Always, don't put your eggs in one basket. Don't put your faith in everybody that's a human being because, like I stated to you, they're going to go through the same problems you go through. With that said, I'm going to go to a quick break. I'm going to be right back. All right, all right, all right. This is MLRose with the Rose of Discussion. I'm back. That track that you're hearing is from my album, Space Smoke Beats, produced in 2020 by me. Everything I do is by me, with sample kits, of course, and some instruments I play, some I don't. And that song is called California Coast. Check that out on streaming platforms, all streaming platforms. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. We are back, and I'm still dark brown, close to black. Just a joke. Uh, The next topic I wanted to talk about is giving people pedestals, which also goes with the first topic I talked about, idolizing people. Placing people on a pedestal is pretty much in the same category. Um, I had a conversation recently with a relative. Sometimes we debate and argue. Sometimes we don't see things as the same. The reason why I was stating that because the person that they always tend to go out of their way for these people. Um, I respect people. I respect they're giving everybody their day. When they come around, they succeed. When people get a good job, I give them much props, respect. Um, when a family member of mine graduates high school or college, give them much props, respect. Um, I do this right, but sometimes what I'll notice is that when I'm achieving something, these same people don't have the same type of energy, right? And then some family members I don't agree with because what they'll do is, oh, that man, he gonna be the baddest motherfucker. I mean, he gonna be what's his name? He got $1 million house, and then blah blah blah. He about to go get this and that and that. And come to find out the person doesn't even do all these things, and I'm like, why would you put this person on a pedestal? And this person is not even what you claim to be, and you're just bragging and boasting about this person, and none of this is real. Why are why are you putting them on a pedestal? Like, why are you putting extra? What we say, putting too much on it. You put extra. You know what I mean? That's the OG word. That's the unk word. Oh yeah, I got called unk too by a little kid. I was like, I never knew I was an uncle, but I am an uncle. I'm a grown man. You can see my peach fuzz. I do got the grays. The gray came in, the gray hairs. Yeah. So I got my little beard. It's not fully all the way in though, but yeah, I am an unk. Proud to be one. I don't see anything wrong with that word. It sounds like a cool word to me. They better be called old ass motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, no disrespect. You know what I mean? But unk sounds very good to me. Sounds very like hip. Sounds for a person of a certain age. That's what you should be. If you're mature in age. Unk sounds like you still rocking a nice Jordans. You rocking a nice shoes. You rocking a nice clothes. Just got a much more older, refined, you know, type of thing going on. So yeah, but yeah, idolization for people. I'm trying to link that into pedestals, like kind of within the same category. Idolizing somebody is basically saying that they're something greater than what they are. Putting them on a pedestal is basically pretty much bragging about the person. I'm not going to get into any person, but this person that I knew, I'm not going to say any names. People was bragging and boasting, talking about this person completed this, they completed that, they just got out of college. Then come to find out later on when the information comes around, after this person had put this all in my ear, and oh, this person didn't even graduate, he's gonna be the best one. I got got a house, blah, blah, blah. Come to find out, all this was all boasting and bragging. They put this person on the pedestal, and I was like, And then I kind of like had a little disagreement with the family member because I was like, I don't really agree with people placing people on a pedestal and saying that they're something that they're not really who they are, and you're just boasting and bragging about them like as if they're like the magic king of the planet or something. Like they're doing something that they're not even doing. They're just doing normal baby steps of something. And then by the time it gets to the reality of me meeting the person, and I'm like, hey, did you just do? Oh no, I didn't do all that. I'm like, oh, okay. What's the name? So and so just told me you just did this and that, and third, blah, 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 blah. You got a house, you got a blah, 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 you got $1 million. And I don't got none of that. I only got like $1,000 in my bank account. I'm like, how this person be bragging and boasting and putting this person on a pedestal so much for? And I kind of like had to, I don't get mad about it, but I just kind of like had to put my foot down because, like I said, during my fast and my prayer, the Most High, first thing, I don't know how people get the spiritual awakenings from what they get. I get mine in dreams and certain things of that nature, and what we call deja vu and other things of that nature. And the first thing I always get from the Most High is don't never worship. Like I said, don't worship and idolize a person, and don't brag and boast about a person that you really don't know what they're accomplishing, what they're doing, and what they're up to. and just get diarrhea of the mouth and just you're just saying stuff about a person. Oh no, he's big, bad, he's fast, quick, and he can jump over a stick and Jack be nimble and Jack be slick and you just going off. Blah, 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 blah. Just like just your mouth is leaking like a faulty transmission. It's just going. It's like a nonstop waterfall. You're not able to stop. And then when you get to the point to where you don't really know what you're talking about, you just place a person on a pedestal, and you don't even know what the hell you're talking about this person. You know what I mean? You don't even know what this person really has. You're just going by either what hearsay is, he say, she say, what we call the streets is talking type, demeanor. I don't really mess around with people too much anymore because, like I said, I always get into like not disagreements, but I don't like when people put too much on it because it lets me know that either they're not telling the truth or it's too much cap. It's like big cap. Like you not only big capping, you handicapping big capping. You know what I mean? If you know what that means, handicap and big cap, I mean like a handicap, they put on a helmet, so they put on a big helmet. No disrespect, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's handicapping big capping. You really just overcapulating your whole situation. It's too much. You're doing too much. You're telling me too much information. It's not real. You're bragging about it. You're telling me that this person is. Oh yeah, when we get there, it's gonna be all these females inside of there, man. It's gonna be all these girls inside of with body and all this stuff. It's gonna be going on with popping, man. It's gonna be people inside of there, all this stuff, man. It's gonna be money inside of there. We get there, it's like two females, and one is his mama, and the other one is his auntie. Oh man, what's going on inside of here with all the men? And you just cap. You just put this person on the pedestal and told me it's gonna be a jumping place. It's gonna be a jumping. It's gonna be an event. Everybody gonna be here. It's gonna be popping. There ain't nobody there. Oh man, he's the best parties. He's the best of all time, man. He's just best. And, you know what I mean? His PI popping. You know what I mean? Just going off. Time you think you getting there, you about to go meet Michael Jordan at a damn normal little birthday party. You like, damn, the way this man talking is it's going down. It's gonna be jewelry. Gonna be fine water coming out. There's gonna be a pool full of naked women and all this stuff. Gold everywhere and diamonds and glistening all over the place and all the sky. It's gonna be coming out candy bars and like, wow, homeboy telling me like, damn, it's going down like that. But they used to say that also, it's going down. It's going down. Remember that? It's going down. He said, well, once again, is it going down? Is it going down? So yeah, pretty much that's what it is sometimes. Some people are, they place people on a pedestal. They just put too much into it. I'm not going to get into celebrity gossip because I don't like do celebrity gossip. I don't like celebrity, but like I said, recently with the man with the, I'm just going to say this, with the pointy little hoodie on his head, looked like a KKK member, but he was wearing the opposite color. People bragged and boast about this man for years. I'm pretty much done with the whole situation. But as you can see, they put so much cap on this man. Like they put him on a pedestal. They idolize this man. Oh man, he's the best musician of all time. His brain is intelligent. He put together the best formats of everything. His mind comes with the stuff from another dimension. But this motherfucker is nothing more but another psychopath, narcissistic, narcissist type of person that's just mentally, mentally out to space, out to lunch. Okay, and needs attention, and is doing anything for attention. This person is not what they claim to be. And homeboy, no disrespect, the man ain't made no good music in a while. Okay, the man mental is off. You know what I mean? And that's what happens when people place you on they idolize you and place you on a pedestal. It's too much. That's why I said these are normal human beings. These are normal people. Um, like I said, don't cap it too much. Don't put too much on it. Don't overcapulating it because you're overcapulating it. Like I say, calculating, but overcapulating it. You're putting like one cap to two cap, three cap, four cap, five caps. Time is over with. You got 30 damn caps on for no apparent reason. Like why? Why are you wearing all these caps? You don't even know which cap you want to put on. Oh, I'm whatever for that color. By the time it's over with, you look crazy as hell with a damn whole mountain of caps on your head. You're capping. You're calculating it. You're doing too much. And that's what I said to you. For this gentleman, you can see like he's not making any good music. His antics are just crazy as hell. But this is what happens when the black community puts too much energy and too much so-called faith into a man. They're idolizing, they're pretty much place him on a pedestal. This person can't do everything you want them to do. They don't have the ability to change society. They don't have the ability to give every person reparations. They don't have the ability to change their own city where they're from. They can't even change their own family members' lives. They better, let alone can't change the world. Let alone they can't even control their own functions mentally or spiritually and need medication and other things in their lives to keep them calm. They can't even get a better life with their own siblings. So don't put a lot of emphasis on people no more. I'm not telling you not what to do. I'm just saying to you, the day and age that we live in, you can't put your faith in people like that no more. Just go with what you see and pretty much get an understanding of something, but do the research yourself. You know, build on your own intelligence and your own mind. Figure it out. People can help you out, yes. They can give you some formats, like I said, a blueprint, but every blueprint is not going to be read by everybody in a perfect manner. And sometimes some people can't read a blueprint that's in all black. They don't have that vision to see the little itty bitty streak of lines. They don't know about putting it towards the sun when they can see everything good. Some people say, "Oh, I just see all black. I don't see nothing," and they just leave it alone because it's not for them. So you got to understand everything is different for every person, and every person can only live up to the expectations that they're meant to be here for, but they're not going to live up to all the expectations of life that you want them to live up to. It's improbable. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. You cannot be the person in this day and age that will have so much knowledge, so much information, so much abilities of anything and be super perfect. Even me myself, I do some lightweight inventing. You know what I mean? I haven't came up with the proper formula. I was not able to do so. I don't have all of the means of getting the equity, the liability, and the assets to accumulate and account for my, you know, value of what I am pretty much in a society. Because the society is kind of a, like I said, we live in a microwave mindset. This is everything in a microwave minute nowadays. This is how we're moving. Microwave mentality. It's not the mentality that we think, and everything that's not up to par, not fresh, people will pretty much throw to the side. If it's not popular, it's not fresh, it's not something that is in a category to where people like, they won't see it as nothing. You see what I mean? So, like I said to you, I don't like celebrity gossip, but I was just using that as in layman terms of what I was trying to pretty much get my point across with. And like I said, giving people a pedestal is too much sometimes to put people on top of a pedestal. It doesn't work out as good as you think it does sometimes. Some of these people, the pedestal you may give them may break. It may be too much weight for them to stand on it. They can't do all your um, personal expectations. It's not going to happen. They're going to break one day. And as we can see with that gentleman, mental illness is a real thing. You see what I mean? They'll turn on the people that once loved them. You see what I mean? And that's why I said with me, I had to do the same thing. People that I thought loved me turned on me. So that's why you have to build a stronger platform for yourself, or pretty much like the OGs would say, get a good foundation. Build off of that. Make sure your foundation is strong. So that way when people come at you, they can't push you off your foundation. They may can try to destroy your house or break your window, but they can't destroy your foundation. When you build on that, then you already know where you at, where you stand, and can't nobody break that from you. Everything else is here to go and stay. But as long as your foundation of who you are and what you believe in is strong, and your faith and what you believe in is strong, then you'll keep pushing. Like I said, You can't depend on anybody nowadays. I had to learn that the hard way. As you can see in the background, I have my old school days when I was doing um wildland firefighting. I just wanted to put that up there because the reason why I put that up there because like I said, idolization and pedestal, you know, at that time a lot of stuff was put on me. People wanted me to take care of them, their whole families. They wanted me to buy them groceries. When I got at least around like $40,000 for working, and then I would get another 10. I made 50,000, 55,000. I would get in that year. I would make. Um, People was like asking me for money all the time. They like they act like I was an actual bank. You know, had to buy people shoes, send people money. Had relatives in jail that I was taking care of. Had family members that was in certain positions. I was buying people groceries, taking care of people's kids. It was a lot of stuff being placed on me. And at that time, I had to really find a foundation in the Most High. I could not find it in myself because that's a lot of worry on one man to try and fulfill the needs of all these people. And when I didn't succeed as high as I wanted to, or I didn't make it as high as other people thought I would make it, they pretty much shunned me. They didn't have no respect for me. They didn't see all the stuff I had to go through. They didn't see all the 9 to damn near 10 years of hard work, of working out physically, going to the gym every day, running 5 miles, walking up mountain sides with 30 a 35-pound pack in the damn 110 sun, while fire is going on, which is like 130 degrees. They don't see that. They just see that, oh, you got $50,000. Oh, you should be helping out your family. You should be doing all this and that. I got this right here. I need this help. My kids need some help over here. Blah, blah, blah. Need some help. That's a lot of pressure. That's what I was saying to you. When I was telling you the first real life event of don't idolize people when I met the rapper from the Bay Area. I kind of like that's why I said I kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt because I could see that this man probably heard probably like 1,000 individuals rap to him, you know. And to hear that on a daily basis while you're going to do shows and this person I can rap to you and this person I can rap to you and I can rap to you. By the time it's over with, you like damn. So I can see why he just looked in the sky because he's like, oh wow, here come another nigga right here with another garbage ass 16 I gotta hear. But to that person that's doing it, that's their livelihood. They rapping their heart out. You know what I mean? Like I said to you, um, you can't place your faith in a man or a woman. Human beings are here to be human. They're the flesh and blood of mankind. They're born to make mistakes. They're only human. Flesh and blood of man. That's what we're here to do. Look at Adam and Eve. Can't place them on a pedestal because we see that they were the first man and woman messed up in life. Can't blame them, right? So that's how it is in society and reality. It's pretty much based upon what you do, what you decide to do, what you're going to do, and the decisions you make. And you got to make the right decisions or put together a good game plan or put your game face on or the cards that you were dealt, learn how to play them the proper way so you can get the points on the board. And as long as you score and you do good, that's the whole achievement. So, with that said, this is the Rose Room discussion hosted by me, MLRose. Trademark Intelligent Sounds. I'm going to go to my break and come back with my last and final topic. I'm going to leave you with another slapper slumper. I'm going to change up the screen, show you some more of my digital artwork and creations and some of my merch. All right, all right. This is the MLRose Room Discussion. The Rose Room Discussion, hosted by me, MLRose. All rights reserved by Trademark Intelligent Sounds since 2019. And this is the Rose Room Discussion. All the conversation talked about on the show is from a theoretical, knowledgeable, and experienced standpoint. Viewer's discretion is advised. And let's get back to it. That song in the background you're hearing, that is called Sad Rose. That's from my album, Cali Weed. Once again, it's on all streaming platforms. Been up for a while, since 2020. So yeah, I'm just gonna plug that in there real quick. As you can see, yep. My album, Cali Weed. Plug that in there real quick. One of my slappers. One of the most popular ones too also. Everybody like that. I like that one too also. I like it myself. It's like a mellow laid back beat. It's not too hard. It's not too light. It's just like something you can really vibe with in any vibe. You can dance to it, work out to it, sit back to it, smoke to it, relax to it, drink to it, kick it to it, freestyle to it, play basketball to it. I don't know. Do whatever you do. Whatever makes you happy in life. That's the key point, right? All right, all right, all right. Push that slapper slumper out of the way. I apologize. Earlier, I did have the open line on for the video I was playing, so I may have been playing. You may have heard the helicopter going off on the video. I apologize for that. I didn't mean to do that, but sometimes it happens. Stuff happens. You know what I mean? It happens like that sometimes. It be like that sometimes. So can't really get mad and trip. You know what I mean? Don't trip, chocolate chip. Don't trip, trip. Let it skip, skip. All right. And that's how we do. That's how we do. All right. And just wanted to bring you back to a little welding. That's what I'm previously in now, right now. Trying to achieve that goal. I've been going hard for the last 2 years in welding. I was doing business and fire science, but I switched over to welding because I just found passion in it. I just like it. I want to get my own equipment, start welding myself, and making my own stuff. I see this very fun. It's something you can do with little training. Like I said, going to a school course like that, which I go to school for it. You get the fundamentals, the idealism of what to use, what not to use, the different type of welds, the reason why they're important, and then the different names of the welds, like the MIG, the TIG, all these type of different things. They show you. You know, you're dealing with uh, a rod when you're doing that stick welding. You see what I mean? With that, I'm doing the MIG right there. You can see I'm using a actual like it would be a small like copper type of a piece of when you basically heat it up to the actual metal or steel itself, and then you just you weld of that nature. Is more to it, but I'm just giving you a little bit that I understand that's for. It could be a steel wire, copper wire. It depends on which one you're using or which one is being fed. Um, but yeah, I started with stick welding. I did the flux, and I did a little bit of flux. I think I'm gonna do the flux again. Get a little bit good at that, so I can know all three. You know, give me a little machine that does all three, and in that way I can get busy, get my own little company, little business. I can add this to the Rose Room discussion, add this to the MLR Music Podcast, add this to the Game Recognized Gamers, and probably get MLR Welding or intelligent welding or something of that nature. I don't really know yet what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm gonna do something with it. But yeah, um, it's good. You know what I mean? At my age, it's always good to learn something else. There's no shame in being, I don't care if you're 30, 40, 50, 60. There's no shame in learning new things in life. This is what life is about. We learn every day. There's nothing out underneath the sun or in this planet that we don't know everything. I mean, pretty much human beings only know about, what is it? I think 40 to 50% of the ocean that we know, that the government telling us, but we don't know what's really out there all the way. Them ice walls starting to, melt, glacier. But anyway, let's get back to the last and final topic of the Rose Room discussion. That is giving the Most High the glory. Um, People call him the Most High. Some people call him Elohim. Some people call him Yahweh, Yahweh Yahshua, which is the Son, which is the Son of the Father of the Son, because the Father lived within the Son, and the Son is of the Father, because when the Father makes a Son, he's of his creation through his, you know, process of birth, through sexual contact with a woman. And the Son comes out with the same genes, same type of look, somewhat of the Father. So the Son is of the Father, and the Father lives within the Son. Um, some people call him Jehovah. Some people call him many different names. Um, Whatever you're comfortable with. Some people worship the devil. Hey, that's up to you. If you want to worship the devil, Satan, Lucifer, whatever you feel that's whatever floats your boat and finds your lost remote, up to you. Once again, like I stated to you on the Rose Room Discussion podcast show, as long as you're not hurting anyone, as long as you're not forcing your religion upon anyone, as long as you're not bothering anyone, and as long as you're not making anyone pretty much have to do what you're doing, you pretty much, as long as you're happy with what you're doing and you're not harming anybody at all, that's what I promote. Everybody has a freedom to what they have. And you have people out here that love the same sex, people that love the opposite sex, people that love themselves, if you know what that means. Then you have people that are into other things. But like I said, I'm going with the original one, man and a woman. So yeah. I give all the praise to the Most High, the creator of all life. You know, the creator of all life brought me here through my mother and my father, which produced me as a life form, which I'm here living my life. And I have the same genomes and the same attributes from them created into one person. So I am of my mother and I am of my father. And I always put them on a, you know, high place in my life. I always honor my mother and my father. They say if you don't honor them, your days are numbered. I don't try to disrespect them, but I also have to live my life as a grown man. I have my own mindset, you know, and I know people say honor thy mother and thy father, but if thy mother and thy father is into things that are not of the Most High or of the religions or anything of peace, in my perspective, you got to go your own path to find that peace and happiness within you and love. Like I said, as long as you're not forcing, harming, hurting anybody to do anything that you are doing, and you're not doing it to where you're manipulating and taking from them or trying to get them in a position to where they have to do what you're doing, you're doing good then. That's why these platforms are here, because you can talk on this platform and people can choose to listen to you or people can choose to turn that motherfucker off. It's up to them. That's why I like these platforms now. That's why I really like the internet. I mean, I'm not a fan of the whole idea of what goes on it, because right now you have a lot of stuff on here that's like, wow. You got people fighting and all this stuff. I try to put positive stuff on the internet. That's why I said I give the glory to the Most High. I praise Him and thank Him for all the things that I've accomplished. I thank Him for allowing me to even learn this type of technique of weldings that I have learned thus far. Um, Getting the knowledge and information and the people I've met in my life in that aspect, and the people there that have taught me some of the knowledge that they know. I thank the Most High for that, because people can do other things. They don't. They don't have to really necessarily come to you. You're not a priority on their list. And I take every bit and piece, and I take it truly, and I put that knowledge in my mind, and I use it every time I get a chance to. And that's why I put it on my Facebook, my Instagram, put it on my YouTube, and multiple other platforms to show them that hey, I'm doing something positive. You know, I know it's a lot of stuff out there in the world. We just see the internet. We just see people beating their. Well, you don't know how many videos I see of people just getting mollywopped around, kicked in the ass, chased, body slam, shot. I just like, wow, this content is just a little too much. Let me show who I give the glory to the Most High. Let me give them some good stuff. Let me show people that I'm doing something positive. Because like one of the elders told me, oh man, back in the days I was rapping. And, when you're young, you rap about cannons, smoking, hitting some, all these type of things in your mind. Oh, blah 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 blah, the blah blah shit. When I got to older, the elder person told me, say, hey, why don't you make some music that's not about violence? Can you make something that's not violent? So I said, hey, that's what got me the concept thinking like, let me make something that's just an instrumentals. Let me just make because instrumentals a baby can listen to, a kid can listen to, an old person can listen to, a unk can listen to, your mother can listen to, your father can listen to, everybody in the house can listen to instrumental. It doesn't have to have cursing on it. And the beat is just pretty much what they're listening to dance and have a good time and groove. You know what I mean? So they challenged me to do that. So I said, okay, I'm gonna take your challenge up. And that's why I decided to do intelligent sounds to just do. First I was doing rapping when I had the Mafia records. Um, you already know the name didn't really stand out because we not no damn mafia people. We don't move with no damn mafia. We don't own no damn casinos. We don't own no damn 12 houses, and we don't have no spots like no mafia. We ain't walking around here like Frank Nitty. And we ain't walking around here like we don't have that type of manner of mindset as African Americans. I know sometimes some of my people do want to display that. Some people do have the funds and the money, but the mindset of being a gangster is a very harsh mindset. And if you're about that life, that's the life you got to be on 24/7. That's why most of these young dudes call this what demon time. They call it, you feel me? So if you're on that type of mindset on a daily basis, that's where you want to be in life. If you want to spend your life for all the OGs, because that's where they had most of the people that was in that lifestyle are either dead in jail or they just completely gone lunch. Period. They about um, two sandwiches short of and a drink and the cups and the utensils of a picnic. So they out there. So yeah. And then when you see a lot of people that are OGs, first thing they tell you that they would have did everything a different way. You see, one of the well known OGs from California, you already know who it is on the freeway. You know what I mean? You see the other dude from the other state that stole his name. That's a harsh type of game out here, man. Um, the streets are dire, like the wolves that are out now. That's another thing I just want to plug in the dire wolves. You know, abomination right now. I don't know if that's a good thing. Like I said, I give the grace and the glory to the Most High. That is my creator of all existence. I give him all the praise. I don't believe in altering any type of DNA or any type of thing. I don't believe in idolizing, and I don't believe putting people on a pedestal, and I don't believe in people that do things that are against the natural order of selection. But like I said, hey, to each his own, you know. But that's the new topic out right now. They brought back two wolves, Ramulus and Romulus, which are two they're very unique names. If you look up the history of those two names, you'll see what it goes back to. Um, yeah, the faith is really good, man. Being with the Most High's faith. I didn't like I said, I done had two back injuries. Right now, I'm getting back to lifting weights. I used to be a beast in the gym, man. I used to be a beast when I was young. Ooh, I used to be a beast. You know what I mean? Had the 50-pound dumbbells. Just go hard. Put on a 50-pound vest. Hit 30 dips. You know what I mean? Now I can't even get to that level. I'm building back up. I'm just now up to at least around hitting the 50 push-ups on a set. So I can hit the 50 push-ups on a set now. Um and I'm getting my body back. I got the 12-pound uh weight vest, and I got the little 10-pound little chest plate bulletproof vest jump off, and I put them both on. I try to, you feel me? You seen on the video, try to get that nice 20 to 30 push-ups off the chair, get my chest plate back up, but yeah, something vicious out here, man. I give all the glory to the most high. I got to, because without him, with them back injuries and the medical issues that I was dealing with, that I was not properly diagnosed with, that I had to go through the channels and find other doctors and get help. It was really hard out here. Like I said, I had people that still try to want me to be weak. They wanted me to die and die off and not make it in life. Like I told you the story about, I had the relative that put something in my food. Um, we'll find out it was the relatives. You know, people are into stuff that is very demonic. They were idolizing another person, putting them on a pedestal, wanted that person to have some type of fame. And I guess this time of sacrificial lambs or sacrificial people, because like I said, there's a lot of people out here doing that. They're sacrificing kids, sacrificing their babies for a GoFundMe. Uh, they're sacrificing their elderly people, their mothers and their fathers. Um, we can just see with the recent case. I think it was a young man from Atlanta. I think his name was Scooter. I heard one of his songs before. I'm not really, I'm into rap. I listen to everybody from Juice World to all the way on down, all the way back up to Rakim. Uh, and I even listen to the old school. You feel me? Um, Sonic. I listen to everything. Cool Keith. I go to a range of different Nipsey. Everybody. I listen to everybody in between. I listen to all music. MF Doom. Um, I can go all the way up to, I would say now, uh, I would say XXXTentacion. I listen to him. Who else? Just multiple artists. I just listen to multiple artists. It's from the young artists to the old artists, to the new artists, to the past artists, to the '90s, the '80s, 2000s, the millennials, and to the generation now. I listen to everything. I don't really discriminate because I think everybody has some type of message in their music, and that's the whole point of music. Music is art. And the Most High, when you give Him the glory and you give Him all the praise, He lets you interpret your skill set. And when people see that, they choose and pick because spirituality is really strong. When people see you have a good message or something about you, that's why most of these people get followings. They're prophets. A lot of them don't know that. Um, Sometimes, like I said, with the gentleman I talked about with the damn hoodie on, sometimes they may get change from their ways of the path. I'm not saying that that man won't come back to the right path because next month he can go to the right path and get his mind right. But what I'm saying, like I said to you, like these are prophet people with prophets abilities. They have skills. They're sitting here for a purpose and a reason. It's just that sometimes we chime in and we can all spiritually feel with them because the Most High used them as His tool because we're going through things like they go through, and they can interpret it in a way that we can't interpret it. And that music sometimes will click with you. That vibe, it'll just come in like, yeah, you have a bad day, have a good day, you have a day that's just not right, you have a day just where you just feel down. Sometimes music is a key. Remember, I think it was Lucifer or Satan because people don't know this too. I give all praise to the Most High. Um, when people say Lucifer and Satan and these different type of entities, there's different devils and different demons. Okay, there's only one Most High, the creator of all existence. That's why when He said that He was create man in His image, and He talked and He sat down with the the messengers and the cherubs of His kingdom and the other individuals that was there, that's what they were. That's why I said to you, like when you look at them, like when you look at different cultures, right? You go to the Hindu culture, You go to the Aztec culture, you go to the African cultures, you go to the Asian cultures. They all have these different deities. Deities were people that was fallen, or things that was fallen. The Anunnaki, the Sumerians, Nimrod, all these type of different individuals. These stories, these men of great stature. Like they said, Nimrod was like six, no, like 9 feet tall. This man was like probably like 500 pounds of all pure muscle, probably 550 pounds. They said this man arms was humongously big. They said he was so strong he could pick a lion up, a full grown, not the lions we have today. I'm talking about these the real big lions, the ones that was like probably like 7 feet, like damn near goes as big as a bear. They don't exist no more, or maybe they do. We don't know. With the damn dire wolves bringing back, we don't know if they may bring back these damn lions too. But anyway, um, they said he used to pick them up by the mane, like a cat or a puppy, and that's how big this man was, and he was able to tame a lion. So these are things that are real, man. These come from folk stories, knowledge, information, stuff that is out there. Um, but yeah, these individuals actually roam the planet, and deities and things of that nature is what people worship, and that's why the Most High wanted to make us in His image. He didn't want to make us like His deities or His other entities that He had because they were there for a certain purpose. And music, like I said to you, I'm not sure if it's Satan or Lucifer because they're not the same person. Some people don't understand that. They don't know that. They're two different devils or demons. And people don't know that demons beef too. They have problems. They're different ones. They have different names. Just like when you look in the book, the Bible itself, I think it's the book of Jasper, and it's also in the book of in the King James. Um, you can see they have the different names of the West names that they worship. I guess one worshipped a calf, the other one worshipped another symbol deity. So they're different deities, and these deities came from these fallen Anunnaki, or you call them whatever you want to call them, Sumerians, fallen angels, um, demi, demi, demi people, and these people got knowledge from them. Like I said, but nothing greater than the Most High, because like I said, the Most High is the creator of all existence. Without Him, there's no thing that doesn't exist. So the student can never be greater than the teacher. That's what you got to understand. You know, no disrespect to all these other deities or entities that do roam this planet because I know they're here, but they're not greater than the creator of all existence. Nothing can make the sun and light come up and down and create the winds and the perfect um, times a month for each type of, you know, actual thing to go on in a proper precision. You know what I mean? You have, the seasons are there for a purpose, and you got to look at the calculation of numbers, the dates, the times, the moments, the minutes. These are all things like the Most High said when He first came to give us existence. He said, "Let there be light." His word was spoken. That's the first thing. Behind the words was the number of words that He spoke. Behind that was the speed of light. So the numbers came in again, and the words of the word light. So it's a lot of dynamics in that, man. It's really deep. But if you go learn your knowledge from one of your OGs, or if you know about what I'm talking about, you get the science of information. You know how to break that all down. I used to be into that too, also. But like I said, I did go to a Muslim church for a little bit. I went there, had some teachings, learned some knowledge. This is before certain groups were still with them and had the same concept of every person about nationality should have the knowledge in one. There were different sectors of that group. But what happened, I guess, later on, they all broke off from different parts. So now everybody's a different group. Now you have different people. There's the Hebrew over here, that, them, that, the 5%. Everything. The seven. All these different people are different now. So, but when I was growing up as a little kid, some of them would come to where we live at. Um, I got introduced to another gentleman. I went to the temple, sat there for Went there for like probably I think it was probably a week. Got the knowledge, and, and then I always chimed in with some of my OGs and people I knew that follow that type of religion. Like I said, I give all the praise. I exalt, magnify the name of the King of heaven and earth. I give him the glory. I praise him through the name of the Holy Ghost and the Messiah. And that's how I feel like I have my faith. And with that faith, I feel like that is the greatest thing that I have ever seen in my life because I can testify to a lot of things I have been through, such as, I almost got shot in the head a few times. I think one time I was almost shot in the head at close to point blank range with a 45. Um, and then another time, I was shot at by some other dudes over a female, over a friend of mine's pulling out a BB gun, and these dudes had a real gun, and we started to run, for our lives. Um, yeah, this was an old, the sea town, what I mean, Concord, California. My homies out there, they know what I'm talking about. I ain't got no reason to lie to you. Everything I say is all all facts. Yeah, but glory be to the Most High, man, to the King of heaven and earth. He let all of us make it, man. It was like I think it was four of us or five of us, and man, these bullets was going past our ear, like popping off it, hitting the glass, hitting the thing. Homeboy was dumping. He was not trying to miss. He was dumping like bah, 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 bah. He had something like a I'm not sure if he had like some type of gun. I think it was like a automatic something. I don't know what it was, but it was dumping. Put it like that. He was he wasn't playing with us. Cause my homie, all over female, uh, a Mexican American girl. She was very. How can I state this? All the guys was very attracted to her because at her age, she had a very mature body, but she wasn't really with anybody. But she would attract a lot of guys. Would try to talk to her. So my homeboy had been trying for a long time to get with her, and it was not popping because I guess Poppy was not having it, and he was a way older than us because we were in high school, and I think he was like a grown ass man, and he had a cannon. So go figure. It wasn't really worth our lives, you know what I mean? But like I said, all praises due to the Most High because we could have lost our life that night. We could have all died. It would have been a wrap. And at that time, nobody mama had insurance. Because, back in the days, black people was not caring about no damn life insurance. They feel like, God got you. The Most High got you. Give the glory, praise to God. Now I would go to my friend house and mama would sit there before we leave, bust out a prayer with us. You know, y'all pray today. Y'all get on y'all knees and pray. You know, she'll come put the holy water. You get some too. You know what I mean? Because they knew at that time in the '90s, man, it was woo, it was grimy. I come from I'm a '80s baby, so from the '80s to the '90s to the thousands, I didn't live through the whole era of just wildness. A lot of times I would pray. That would keep me in um the best path of life because it was more like I said. Another time, a friend of mine's also too happened in Concord, California again. He was messing with a older female. She was 1 year older than us. We were in the ninth grade, so she was in the 10th grade. We were just coming as freshmen. She had a baby and a baby daddy that was out of high school. I think he was like probably 18 or 19. I think no, 19 years old. He was 19 or 20. I think no, 20 years old. 20 years. Yeah, he was 20 years old. Because I remember because he was able to go creep to the store and get some stuff for, you know. So and he had a driver's license and he had a vehicle and he smashed over there from Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? The Berg. You already know that's that. Um, and we were kicking it with her because that day we got out of school because the rallies that they were having. I went to school at Mount Diablo High School. Yep, Mount D. So We got out at a rally. We was out probably like at I think probably 12. These kids is lucky nowadays. We didn't get out of school till like probably like 3 something back in the days. I think the time we got out of school was like 3:50, damn near 4 o'clock. These kids get out of school today at like I think 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock. I was like, shit, what type of school y'all go to? Like, damn, man, they let y'all go to school this early. Y'all go to school at 9 a.m. and get out at 1 o'clock. Like, damn, that's kind of early. That's what type of knowledge is y'all learning? But hey, anyway, I digress. But yeah, back to the situation at hand. Um, we go down to these apartments in Concord. I think there was on Detroit Avenue in the cuts of Detroit. So we entered the Detroit. If you know about Concord, that's the main spots: Monument Boulevard, Detroit Avenue. That's the main hubs, and then you go to Solano. Like all those is the three little spots. You feel me? That was many the spots we used to slide through when we was younger, because that's what it was popping at. Um, but yeah. Anyway, we get there, we see homeboy. He's not tripping because he's not with the baby mama. He just come to give the baby diapers. Um, the girlfriend come out. She does what she does as best as sometimes females do. They have a new boyfriend, so she brags and boasts and comes down and my friend grabs her butt cheeks and he's grabbing all on her and smacking, he smicks, kissing and kissing and you know, and the boyfriend says something like, "Hey, make sure you give the baby what I got." What I guess he gave her some food and other stuff, and she like, "I'm right here with my man," and like, "Oh well, that's good for you, but I don't give a MF take care of my kid." And the dude, and then my friend was like, "Wow." On the low said something like, "Motherfuckers be hating on the low," and the dude like, "What?" And there you go, words exchange, and it's three of us, and we not little ninth graders. We kind of, I got the chest because at that time I was hit 300 push-ups. My chest game was mad back then. Um, and I had them hands, and I had the homie from West Oakland, and it was me and my other homie, and three of us, and we pretty much outnumbered him, and he didn't want to throw them hands because it's too many of us on him, and we not the average type of kids. We them ones that didn't got it in with grown men, and we got our like nice little stripes out there. So he ain't coming. Till he came back with his homie, and next thing you know, click clack clack, you know, bing bong, and we exchange words, and we like, oh f you, blah blah blah. The homie put out the cannon, his homie, and we get to stepping. So we think it's over with. We walk up the street. We get around a corner to my or almost to where we about to get ready to go to the other side to a friend's house, go kick it. They pull up on us in two cars, vroom, vroom, block us into the parking lot. We by a gate. We can't get away. They pull out 45s. At that time, I've never seen a 45. I've seen the little guns. You know what I mean? My father owned some guns because he owned them. My grandfather, never showed me how to use a gun. My father only did. My uncle, he didn't have any guns. I only learned from seeing what my father had and he owned. But I've never seen a 45 before in my life. But damn, that thing was monstrous. When he pulled it out, like, get in the car. He was like, nope. My two friends ran different ways. I had on Timberland boots because I was the style to wear some Tims. And I was like, oh man, I can't hit the fence because these boots is big as hell, and I can't. My pants is baggy, and I got this damn. I had on a all purple outfit. I had on the Timberland boots with the long cross color purple pants. I had the Vikings purple starter jacket. Had the Vikings shirt and a hat to match, and the bandana, and with a bandana to match all that. Um, and I was stuck. I couldn't run because these pants is heavy as hell. These boots is heavy as hell. This whole thing is heavy as hell. I'm like, oh wow. And they telling me to get in the car. I'm like, no. And the next thing you know, boom! I never heard a blast so loud. The bullet went right past my ear. Like I just stood there in shock. I didn't move. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I thought my life was over with. You know what I mean? Once again, prayer, prayer. If I didn't pray with my friend's mother, she didn't give us that holy water. We didn't pray. I didn't keep my faith in the Most High, give Him the glory, and exalt His name and magnify His name. I could have been dead that day. That's why I said it's very important, man. Don't put your faith in mankind. Don't idolize people. Don't put them on a pedestal. Just because this man and me was friends for 5 years, I didn't know. I thought he was gonna stand hard with me, stand strong. He stood strong with me when homeboy didn't have a cannon, and we supposed to get on him. He stayed strong with me when his homie popped up, but when the cannon came out, everything changed. Then we got caught in the cut. And these dudes was they was from Pittsburgh and from Richmond. So it was really, really, you feel me? At that time, if you know about in the Bay Area, those was the cities that was really they go green light. They was going at that time. So especially the rich, they was known for getting at you really quickly. So the one from the Richmond, that's who popped at us. He popped at us, pow, and they had scattered off. I was the only one stood there. Only one stood there brave. Because my faith in the Most High, and plus I was like, hey, if I gotta go, I can't run. I can't run away in no damn boots. Because if I would have ran with my boots on and ran, he could have shot me in the back. But something told me, the Most High told me to stand still. Just stand still. Don't move. Like at that instant, my faith in the Most High just told me, don't move. I don't know if it was a cherub. I don't know if it was a messenger of the Most High. I don't know if it was the divine will of the Most High. I give the glory to the King of Heaven and Earth, the Most High. But I'm saying to you, something told me, don't move. And right then and there, as I didn't move, that bullet went right past my ear. If I would have took off and ran from him shooting, he could have shot me right in the back. And with that 45, it would have been in my back or the back of my head or my neck. It would have been a wrap for me. I wouldn't have been here at all to tell you this story. So keep the glory, man, keep giving the glory to the Most High, man, the Heavenly Father. Keep exalting His name, keep magnifying His name, praising His name, give Him all the worship, man. Because without the Most High, you are nothing in this existence. You are nothing more but a piece of dirt, a crumb, just a small little piece of dust in existence with all the other billions of people on this planet. And if the Most High shows you favor and love, you gotta give the Most High the glory, man. Because out of all these entities that pass away on a daily basis, and He allowed you to stay alive, and a bullet just went past your head, it's a reason and purpose why you need to serve Him and do His will. Like I said, I'm not telling anybody they have to follow the Most High. I'm not telling anybody to stop worshiping the devil or to Satan. Whatever you feel you want to do is what you're doing in your path. I'm not here to do that. Once again, at the Rose Room discussion, I'm just telling you whatever makes you feel happy, whatever makes you feel good, as long as you're not hurting anybody, harming anybody, or forcing anybody to do anything. Keep doing what you do. That's how I do me. I hope you're gonna do you. I don't mean it in that way, pause, but you know what I mean. Yep. So once again, this is my merch. Keep lookout for it. Mantis with the Mac. You know, Smoke Dilla. That's some of the other stuff I have. Put out my own clothing lines, and I'm gonna leave you with some of my digital art designs. And thank you for joining into the Rose Room discussion. I'm gonna leave you with another slapper slumper, and I'm outro like Dro. I apologize for that. Just give me a moment. Gotta bring that slap back in. Oh, there you go.